you know, he's trying to jump through the window into the apartment to like fight these guys. Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to talk about my experience with my first time taking GHB. So GHB to me is essentially a date rape drug. I like to take it because it made me go to sleep. I don't know why I liked it, but I did. It's also known as like liquid ecstasy or a rave drug, which I don't understand because it puts me to sleep. I don't know if it's just because I was taking so much of it that's why I was passing out, but I wanted to share my experience taking it for the first time. So my ex-boyfriend, he had a friend that was in town and he came over to his apartment where me and my ex-boyfriend were hanging out at the time. And me and him weren't dating at that time. We were just friends, but we hung out almost every day still. So this friend of his comes over and has this blue vial of a clear liquid and they're taking it, and I have no idea what it is. I have never tried it, but at that time I had been drinking a lot, so I was like, sure, I'll try it. They give me a dose and they fill just the cap of the clear bottle and I drink it and it tastes horrible. So after I take it, I'm sitting on the couch eating taquitos, and before you know it, I wake up with the taquito like half in my mouth, like haven't even chewed all of it or swallowed it. And I woke up and I'm like, oh my gosh, that was fun. I want to do it again. So I bought some for myself, and this is where things went a little weird. So the GHB made me feel very relaxed, like a euphoric feeling. It made me outgoing, like I could say and talk to anyone. It was just, it's hard to explain exactly how it made me feel, but I know it felt good at that time, so I wanted more. So I buy some. I think it was the next day. My ex-boyfriend introduced me to this guy that lived in the apartment complex across the parking lot from his. So this random guy comes over and, you know, he's talking. He's like, maybe you guys should hang out and, you know, smoke some weed together and whatever. So he like sets me up to go hang out with this other guy. So I was like, okay. I'm pretty sure I had already had like a couple White Claws at that time, and I was like, okay, sure, I'll go hang out with them, which is something I normally would not do if I were sober, is hang out with random people. So I go over to this guy's apartment and I have this bottle of GHB, and I was hungry, so I was like, oh, we should go to McDonald's and get something to eat. He drives us to McDonald's, and while we're in the drive-thru, I pull out the vial of GHB and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna take some of this. I didn't even measure it out that time. I just drank it straight from the bottle. So I don't know how much I took. And we didn't even get through the drive-thru line and I was out. I don't remember a thing. So weird thing is that once I wake up, I'm back at the apartment in this random guy's car, and I think it's just me and him in the car at this time. And then I like start to come back to reality, and I'm like looking around and becoming aware of my surroundings, and in the backseat of the car is my ex-boyfriend. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. Like, what's going on? And I could tell that my ex-boyfriend was really upset that I actually went and hung out with this guy. We're in the middle of winter here, and we had like freezing rain during this time, so the parking lot was like a skating rink. So my ex-boyfriend and this guy kind of get into an argument. All I wanted to do was just relax and have fun. So my ex gets really upset that I did this. So we get out of the car. I like fall down instantly. I'm pretty sure during this time, the GHB bottle fell out of my pocket when I fell. Then I don't know how or where my ex-boyfriend got a 12-pack of Mountain Dew, but he starts chucking them at me and this guy on our way. Like, we're trying to get back into the apartment and he's like chucking them across the parking lot. Like, we're dodging these Mountain Dew bottles, and luckily we didn't get hit, but we're like trying to run across the parking lot as it is solid ice. And I fall, I'm pretty sure he falls. We finally make it into his apartment and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know what just happened. I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. And we went upstairs and he had some other friends at the apartment. So we're all just hanging out and I noticed that the GHB bottle's missing and I start to like panic because I really wanted more because I loved that feeling. It was just gone. So I went on with my night. Next thing you know is we're all hanging out in the living room. And mind you, we're on the second floor of the apartment. And all of a sudden, I can see my ex-boyfriend's head in the window. He climbed on top of the mailboxes or something outside of the apartment so he could get up to this second floor window and opened the window and started freaking out, yelling at everyone. And, you know, he's trying to jump through the window into the apartment to like fight these guys. And then they all get at it and start this huge fight. And I'm just sitting there like, oh my gosh, why? Like, why is this happening? The whole time I'm sitting there thinking like, you wanted me to go hang out with this guy, so I did. And the whole situation was weird. So after that, I didn't do GHB for probably a couple months until I got really heavy into my GHB addiction. And I'd like to talk about that on here. I have just been super busy this past month. And I've also been dealing with a lot of depression, anxiety. So it took a lot out of me to make this video tonight, but I would like to start making more content, maybe one video a week, setting a goal to share with you guys maybe once a week. And if I'm feeling up to it, maybe more than that. We'll see. But that's kind of where my GHB journey began, and it was not a good situation that I got myself into. So stay tuned for my next video about GHB, where I will be talking about how I got addicted to GHB. All right, thank you for watching.